Hi, it's Bryce here. Today is International Fact-Checking Day. With a federal election looming, today is the perfect day to let our politicians know how important you think digital and media literacy is. If you haven't already, please take a moment to sign the Squiz Kids petition for digital literacy education and help us fight fake news. We're just shy of our 10,000 signature goal. There's a link to the petition in today's episode notes or at squizkids.com.au.
Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Christy Kijarina. It's Wednesday, April 2. In Squiz Kids Today, Queensland's colossal flood, South Africa's flying rhinos, some redback revelry and a snappy suburban salty. That's what's making news kid style.
The Lowdown.
You might have heard the saying, it never rains, it pours. And that's certainly the case in Queensland right now. While southeast Queensland has just recovered from the effects of ex-tropical cyclone Alfred, ex-tropical cyclone Diane is now responsible for the expected yearly rainfall of some regional Queensland cities falling in just a few days. And the state is battling what's being called the worst flooding in 50 years. Get this, the area currently covered by floodwater is twice the size of Victoria. Yep, twice. That's an absolutely massive area underwater. The mayor of Bulu Shire in the southwest, home to towns like Thargomindah and Yulo, says the scale of the flooding is unlike anything they've ever seen. And with more rain forecast for today and tomorrow, the situation could get even worse. Locals have been working around the clock to rebuild fallen levees, their walls of earth built to hold back rising water, in a desperate attempt to save homes and businesses. Farmers are amongst the hardest hit, with nowhere for their sheep, cattle and goats to escape the water. The losses are devastating. But as always, communities are pulling together, neighbours helping neighbours and emergency services on the ground doing everything they can to protect each other. These are tough times, but they're tough people too. From floods up north to cricket glory down in South Australia, celebrations haven't stopped since Saturday when the South Australian Redbacks won the Sheffield Shield for the first time in 29 years. The Shield is Australia's top first-class men's domestic cricket competition, and the fans were so excited they stormed the pitch. Proof that patience, pride and persistence really can pay off. Well done, Redbacks.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in South Africa, where if you look up, you might just see a flying rhinoceros. Come on, Christy, you're having us on. Nope. It's all part of an effort to save the critically endangered black rhino. You see, back in the 1990s, their numbers had dropped to fewer than 2,500 due to poaching, where they were hunted, and due to habitat loss. But thanks to projects like this, their population is now over 6,500 and growing. So how do you move a rhino that weighs over 1,300 kilos? First, a vet darts the rhino in the bum with a special tranquilizer. Once the rhino is asleep, the helicopter team swoops in, attaches a big soft strap to its ankles and lifts it gently into the air upside down. The helicopters, once used in the Vietnam War, now carry these sleepy giants to safety, where researchers monitor them and help them grow their population. I've popped a link to the flying rhino video in your episode notes, and trust me, You have to see it.
Animal Kingdom.
From the savannas of South Africa to the streets of the Gold Coast, welcome to Animal Kingdom. Now, when you think of the Gold Coast, you probably picture theme parks and beaches, right? But probably not a freshwater crocodile crossing a suburban road. Well, that's exactly what two cyclists spotted on Sunday in the suburb of Mudgeeraba. The young croc, about 12 months old and about 60 centimetres long, was in really good shape and well fed, according to wildlife rangers. But it wasn't microchipped, meaning that it may have been kept illegally as a pet. In case you're wondering, the Gold Coast is not a natural croc habitat. These reptiles usually live in central and northwest Queensland. And as for the question, why did the crocodile cross the road? Maybe he was just trying to prove he wasn't chicken. Yep, that deserved the mum joke buzzer. Sorry kids, that was really bad.
Spaced out.
On Monday this week, two NASA astronauts, Butch Wilmore and Sunita Suni Williams, spoke to the press for the first time since returning to Earth after an unexpected 9 months in space. Originally meant to be up there for just 10 days, the pair ended up living and working aboard the International Space Station for far longer than planned. But were they panicked? Not at all. "We never felt neglected or in need of rescue," Butch said. "In human spaceflight, you prepare for any number of contingencies. It's a curvy road. You never know where it's going to go." Rather than worry, the astronauts stayed focused. Suni said that they simply got on with the job, becoming full members of the space crew. While back on Earth, some politicians had tried to use their delayed return to make political points, the astronauts weren't interested in the drama, just teamwork and doing their duty. And if you're wondering what they earned during their unexpected mission, they got their regular salary of about $152,000 a year, plus a $5 a day working away allowance. Even in space, it counts as a work trip.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What is the name of the South Australian men's cricket team? If you said the Redbacks, you would be correct. Question number 2. How big was the crocodile found on the Gold Coast over the weekend? Good listening if you remembered that it was 60 centimetres long. Question number 3. How much was the daily allowance the NASA astronauts were paid while in space? That's right, it was a measly $5 a day.
Shout outs.
It's Wednesday, April 2, World Autism Understanding Day. And a very special hello to you if you are one of the millions of people around the world who have autism. And if anyone listening would like to learn more about autism, we have a Squiz Kids shortcut called All About Autism that has some fantastic classroom worksheets to accompany it. I'll pop a link in the episode notes. Today is also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Kai from Burwood, Aria from Bellevue Hill, Isabel from Lower Templestowe, Indiana from Freshwater, Mira from Riverview, Matisse from Manjimup, and Bryson from Warramoo. Belated birthday shoutouts go to Amy from Castle Crag, Chloe from South Perth, and Finn from Box Hill. Our classroom shoutouts today go to Class 3R with Miss Bushner at Redham House, North Shore. The students of Roll Call 5 and Mrs. C at Sarah Redfern High School. Class Wooga 2 with Mr. Jensen at Googong Public School. And lastly, but definitely not leastly, Year 3 with Mrs. Bowler and Mrs. Jacinda at Salisbury Heights Primary School. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want to shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow. And in the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.